The Enchanted Garden Tea Party. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between two green hills, there was a beautiful garden that no one had ever seen before. It was said that the garden was enchanted, and every flower, tree, and bush had a touch of magic. The enchanted garden was so well hidden that no one in the village knew how to find it. One sunny morning, a young girl named Lucy was exploring the woods near her house. As she wandered deeper into the forest, she stumbled upon a hidden path that she had never seen before. Her curiosity was piqued, and she decided to follow the path and see where it led. Lucy walked for quite some time, the path twisting and turning through the trees. She passed by clearings filled with wildflowers, crossed tiny streams bubbling over smooth stones, and listened to the melodious songs of birds hidden in the branches above. With each step, the forest seemed to become more enchanting, and Lucy couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder growing in her heart. Suddenly, she found herself in front of a magnificent iron gate adorned with ivy and flowers. The gate was unlocked, so Lucy gently pushed it open, and her eyes widened in amazement at the sight before her. There, in the heart of the forest, was the enchanted garden. Lucy could hardly believe her eyes as she gazed at the lush green grass, the vibrant flowers, and the sparkling, crystal-clear pond. She stepped inside, and as she did, she felt a warm, gentle breeze carrying the sweet scent of roses and lilacs. As Lucy explored the garden, she discovered a small, round table set for tea. The table was covered in a lovely lace tablecloth, and there were teacups and saucers, a teapot, and plates of delicious treats. The chairs around the table were occupied by the most extraordinary guests Lucy had ever seen: a talking rabbit, a wise old owl, a cheerful squirrel, a friendly butterfly, a chatty bluebird, and a shy little mouse. The rabbit, who wore a waistcoat and a pocket watch, hopped over to Lucy and introduced himself as Mr. Hoppington. He invited her to join them for their enchanted garden tea party. Lucy was delighted and immediately sat down at the table. As the tea party began, Lucy sipped on her tea and listened to the fascinating stories her new friends shared. The wise old owl, named Professor Featherstone, spoke of the magical history of the garden, while the squirrel, named Chatterbox, told stories of his daring adventures in the forest. The friendly butterfly, named Fluttershy, fluttered gracefully around the table, sharing tales of faraway lands she had visited. The bluebird, named Melody, sang beautiful songs that filled the air with joy, and the shy little mouse, named Whispers, shared stories of the hidden corners of the forest where he played with his friends. Everyone laughed and talked, enjoying the enchanting company and the delicious treats. As the hours passed, the sun began to set, casting a warm, golden glow over the garden. The friends decided to explore the enchanted garden together, guided by Mr. Hoppington, who knew the garden like the back of his paw. They strolled through rows of magical, multicolored roses that changed colors with every touch, and they crossed a bridge made of tree roots over the pond where glittering, friendly koi fish swam beneath the surface. They discovered a hidden grove filled with fruit trees, where each fruit granted a different wish when eaten. They even found a tiny house built inside a hollow tree, where a family of fairies lived, busily tending to the plants and creatures in the garden. The fairies, upon seeing Lucy and her friends, welcomed them warmly and offered them a sip of nectar from their delicate, flower-shaped cups. As Lucy and her friends continued their exploration, they came across a tall, ancient tree with a door carved into its trunk. Professor Featherstone explained that this was the Tree of Knowledge, and inside were books filled with the wisdom of the ages. They entered the tree and marveled at the countless books that lined the shelves, covering every subject imaginable. Lucy picked up a book about the magical creatures of the world and sat down to read. Her friends gathered around her, listening intently as she read aloud about dragons, unicorns, and other fantastical beings. They spent hours inside the tree, reading and learning about the wonders of the world, their minds expanding with every page they turned. Finally, it was time for the Enchanted Garden Tea Party to come to an end. Lucy and her friends returned to the table, where they found that the fairies had laid out a magnificent feast under the stars. The moon cast a gentle glow upon the garden, and fireflies danced among the flowers, creating a breathtaking scene. They feasted on the delectable treats prepared by the fairies, including honey cakes, fruit tarts, and delicate sandwiches. As they ate, Melody the bluebird sang a soft lullaby, the notes floating through the air like a dream. The friends talked and laughed late into the night, their hearts filled with happiness and their bellies filled with delicious food. As the moon began to set, Lucy realized that it was time for her to return home. She thanked her new friends for the most amazing day and promised to visit again soon. Mr. Hoppington, Professor Featherstone, Chatterbox, Fluttershy, Melody, and Whispers all wished her well, and the butterfly even gave her a magical flower that would help her find her way back to the enchanted garden whenever she wished. With the magical flower in her hand, Lucy left the enchanted garden and followed the hidden path back to her home. As she walked, she thought about the incredible adventure she had just experienced and the wonderful friends she had made. From that day on, Lucy visited the Enchanted Garden Tea Party whenever she could, spending hours with her magical friends, listening to their stories and sharing adventures of her own. The Enchanted Garden became her secret haven, a place where she could escape the ordinary world and embrace the magic that lay hidden within. Over the years, Lucy's heart grew as full and vibrant as the flowers in the enchanted garden, and the magic of the garden spread through the village, bringing joy and wonder to everyone who heard her tales. And so, the legend of the Enchanted Garden Tea Party lived on, a reminder to all of the power of friendship and the magic that exists in even the most hidden corners of our world.